story being published, which is obviously true. You and I, again, have talked about this in the past, exactly what is going on with this marriage. You know, we never see them together, ever, anymore. Now, we also know, to be fair, that their image advisors have told them, you two, in public, do better when you're on your own. When you're together, nobody likes you. Go out separately, solo appearances, that's the way forward, that's the future. So that's one excuse for this. That said, Kinsey, it's pretty strange that this couple, Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, have now not been seen together in public for, wait for this, 85 days.
Are you serious?
Now, there's got to be a story there somewhere, right?
I just want to see the board in your office that has all of the tally marks for how many times Harry and Meghan haven't, like, that's a lot of 85 tally marks on your wall that you haven't seen Harry and Meghan together. Here's what my sources are saying. Yes, they spent Thanksgiving together. Prince Harry was at home in Montecito on Thanksgiving. I said specifically to my source, because I want to read a line to you from the Page 6 exclusive over Friday. It's going to be a good year for Meghan specifically. She spent the majority of the year doing work behind the scenes to launch a project in the first few months of 2025. It's going to be a good year for Meghan specifically. No mention of Prince Harry. And when I talked to my source last week about Harry and Meghan, I said to him, do you think it's odd that Meghan Meghan gave someone permission to talk to People magazine about how she was unhappy that Prince Harry was pursuing this litigation, because it was one of the first times that it felt like a statement to People magazine was endorsed by one party, but not the other. Meghan giving someone permission to tell People, I wish Prince Harry would let go of the litigation and live in the present and forget about the past. Clearly, that is not a quote Prince Harry is endorsing or slapping his stamp of approval on. That is Meghan showing discontent and allowing somebody, encouraging someone perhaps to tell People magazine this, because she wants to step back. She wants to be separated from the chaos that surrounds Prince Harry and his litigation that we now know is going to lead us into 2026. So this is now over a year that Meghan is going to continue to be, dragged into all of the, this yucky stuff involving Prince Harry and taking these publications to court. So there's multiple examples.
Really interesting. So your understanding is that Meghan is letting it be known that she's with the rest of us. She's sick and tired of his obsessional pursuit of this safety case against the British government. Just in case anyone needs reminding, I can't imagine.
No. This is involving him going to court against the publications.
Oh, right, against the newspaper, against the various papers.
Yeah.
So
because there are multiple of those trials we have coming up, not just at the beginning of 2025, but going into 2026. So there is no rest on the horizon. I've heard she's unhappy that it's very expensive that he's pursuing these publications, these giant media entities that have attorneys that are just on salary, and that she just thinks that it's such a negative place to be. And what she's telling us through allowing her sources to whisper things into People magazine's ear is that I'm above the fray. You should like me. I'm not negative. I'm fun. I don't want to talk about this stuff. I want to entertain you in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And she's definitely trying to separate herself from him and the brand. And to me, it says that they've separated in that space. In that space, they are not united.
Interesting. I was just laughing there when you said Meghan saying, no, I'm fun. Meghan, you may be many things, but fun is not one of them.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'll tell you that. Now, let's talk about Christmas or the holidays coming up. You and I discussed this last week. Stories going around that Prince Harry and Meghan have not been invited by the British royals to join them this Christmas. In many ways, I think this story is kind of academic, because I don't think they would have come anyway. Certainly, I stick by my story that I don't think Meghan will ever step foot in Britain ever again. However, this story is definitely doing the rounds, that the British royals have decided they don't want Harry and Meghan spoiling their festive season, partly because they don't trust them not to leak intimate details, private details of the royal family's Christmas to the media, and partly because they're worried that all the drama would upset the King and Kate as they wage their individual battles against cancer. So it's a health issue as well. Now, you said to me last week that you kind of were pretty doubtful about this story, but what's interesting now...
Wait, can I tell you why, though?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I wasn't doubting you. I was just going to say it's pitched up in People magazine.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Which usually means that People magazine...
It's coming from them.
Yeah. So go on. Fire away.
So my objective in telling you that I was doubtful of this story is I felt like this was spin from Harry and Meghan, who are looking for sympathy. Obviously, you and I have a better chance of rolling into Sandringham with our luggage than Meghan Markle and Prince Harry today. And so the reason I was like, is because I felt like we were giving them what they wanted, and that is, top billing on the victimhood card. Mm-hmm. They seem to think that that is currency to this day, this being the biggest victim in the room. And of course, you're not invited to Christmas. I want to take you back to this time last year, Kevin, not too long ago, when you and I were debating Omid Scobie's Endgame, his Dutch release, naming King Charles and Catherine as the royal racists. That was a year ago right now. At the same time, now we know that at least with Catherine, she's having severe abdominal troubles to the point that she is weeks away from having a very serious abdominal surgery that inevitably leads us into her cancer. At the same time, obviously, King Charles, something's going on to where he goes and meets with a doctor and he's got this enlarged prostate. So not only are they dealing with this 24-hour around-the-clock coverage of the royal racist reveal, which you and I both disagreed with at the time, saying what a ludicrous accusation that it was
nonsense, absolutely nonsense.
Catherine. And so they're dealing with this barrage of hateful, negative press. And honestly, I do think that that is what led into the Where is Kate chaos, which was 3 or 4 months of horrible, toxic gossip, conspiracy theories, headlines, murder allegations, Brazilian butt lift allegations. It was a horrible time for Catherine. Why in the hell would she want to spend her Christmas with Meghan Markle?
Yeah, well, exactly. Why? Exactly right. I mean, William and Kate, as I always say, they don't ever want to be in the same postcode as Harry and Meghan ever again. So, I'm looking at this People story now, and it is definitely, it's got a feel of spin about it. It says that Harry and Meghan were intentionally left off the guest list at the royal family's Christmas gathering at the Sandringham estate in Norfolk, a get-together that's been a tradition for over a century. My feeling is that they're spinning this to make them look like the victims. I think the King's attitude will probably be, well, if you want to come, you can come. But we didn't think you'd want to. That said, that might be the King's attitude, but I think William might come in and say, I don't want those people around my wife now at the moment. So if they have been left off the guest list, then, which I think they have, I think it's totally understandable. And in that way, the British royal family, Charles and his family, can definitely have a happy Christmas.
Yeah, they'll look forward to a peaceful Christmas where they truly can sit back, reflect on the last year, feel grateful for the fact that they are still looking across the table at each other because we've had some very severe health scares. And at the same time, strategize for a better 2025. With Harry and Meghan there, you have to watch every single thing you say because you're afraid it'll end up in, wait for it, People magazine, and you don't trust that they aren't there with an ulterior motive that could negatively affect you. Harry and Meghan have spent such a significant amount of their time together. By the way, longer outside of the royal family than she ever was inside of the family. You know, they have spent so much time seeking vengeance against these people that I really don't even think they're necessarily on their radar anymore. Meghan Markle thinks about Catherine, the Princess of Wales, way more often than Catherine, the Princess of Wales, remembers the name Meghan Markle. I can assure you of that.
Yes, not only are they not invited to Christmas at Sandringham, I would say they're certainly not on the Prince and Princess of Wales's Christmas card list. Kinsey, brilliant to talk to you. I'll be talking to you tomorrow on your excellent podcast, Recollections May Vary. That's the wonderful Kinsey Schofield.